Told you we would have a world premiere coming up. Oh, it is Calvin Harris with Rihanna. She's going to be here Saturday. KLUC.com has information. This is what you came for.
This is what you came for.
Forward thinking, positive, and oh man, always up for a new adventure and a new challenge.
What up, world? Yeah, I'm talking to you. It's your guy AD, and today we're gonna holler at my guy H. Wood, Harrison Wood. He's been in the radio game for a minute now. He also dabbles in the drawing and the comic side of things. We're gonna see what he's about. We're gonna chop it up one time for the one time. It's the session. What up, YouTubers? It's your guy AD. I'm here with the homie H. Wood, Harrison Wood. What's going on, brother?
Oh man, just enjoying life, doing the show, taking a little break, do this interview with you.
Yo, I appreciate your time, man. So you've been doing radio for how long now?
26 years.
Wow. So how do you transition through all the different, whether it's technical changes or we have internet, we have a lot of stuff. We have Sirius, we have satellite radio, we have a lot of stuff. How do you kind of balance out through those different changes throughout the years? Or have you?
Oh man, it's definitely keeps you on your toes.
Okay.
When I first started radio, it was all analog. Everything was on like some kind of tape. We had carts, we had reel-to-reel to record the phone calls. Now, like you said, everything's digital. We've got Vox Pro, we've got Audio Vault that records the songs. It's basically just like, keeping up with what's going on.
Right.
And that old saying, if you don't move forward with the times, you'll be, go the way of the dinosaur.
There you go.
And, there's something to be said about the old nostalgia, and a lot of people love the old ways of doing things, not only in radio, but whatever field you're in. But, this world's constantly moving forward.
Exactly.
So we've got to, keep up with the time.
You got to. Do you think that terrestrial radio will be here for a while longer, or do you think it will always be here? What do you think?
I think terrestrial radio will always be here. I think it will always be here. It might not always be in the same capacity that it is.
Okay.
But it's the only thing that can be, as local as we are.
Right.
And look at it this way. When radio first started, and it was real popular in the 30s and 40s, it was a lot of radio dramas. Families used to sit around the radio before we had TV, and you would listen to the radio dramas. And then this invention TV came out, and people were like, radio's going to die.
Right.
But all it did was reinvent itself in a way that it decided to start playing music.
So as long as it continues to reinvent itself, it can stay.
It's got to find modern. Find that niche. Like it used to be the dramas and the comedies and the TV shows. Like Lucille Ball started off on radio,
right?
And then TV came out, and she transferred her show over to TV. Well, radio kept going. It didn't go anywhere. It just changed what it was doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: What made you get into radio? Like what propelled that vision to jump in behind the airwaves, on the airwaves?
Oh man, well, I love the music, number one, and to be honest with you, it was and it still is kind of a rush when you turn on the microphone and
Very much
there's
so.
a lot of people listening to you. They're listening to what you say.
Right.
An old buddy of mine that I used to work on the radio with, he helped me out a lot when I first started because, you know how it is. You can be kind of nervous at first when you get on and start thinking about everything. But this guy told me one time, when you get on the mic or you're answering that phone, you're the man. They're calling you to get the information because you're the man. They're listening to you to hear what's new, what's hip, what's happening, what new concerts, because you're the man.
Okay.
You are the man. You have all that. They're listening to.
I like that.
So when I started thinking of it that way, it was like, it's no need to be nervous. It's like, I have the information.
I'm the man.
And that nervousness kind of went away because it's like, oh yeah, that's why they're tuning in.
I'm Harrison Wood.
Yeah,
just like
pretty much.
Now, you also, outside of radio, you're also into the comics.
Yes.
First of all, how did you get into that? And then how do you balance the two? Do you see a relationship between the two, radio and comics?
Oh. Well, I've been reading comics since I was a kid, and we all started off drawing in color, and then I just kept doing it. I was one of those kids in the back of the class that was
You actually became good at it.
Yeah, I just kept doing it and used it as a hobby.
Right.
Until I got to a point where people actually started paying me. It's interesting that you talk about the connection because I've been working on a couple things with some people for a while. I want to get to the point to where I can create these comics and these illustrations and possibly do some animated stuff and use my radio background and some of my friends in radio to provide the voices and the audio for it, so I could take the radio background that I have with audio editing and voiceovers and combine it and you know, one-stop shopping. I don't have to create the animation here and go to this place to do the voices and this place to do the sound effects.
Just make it all one.
All my friends know how to do all that, whether they're comics or radio people. So yeah,
exactly. It all kind of intertwines.
Yeah,
and you have your own comic book company, Thunder Frog Comics, I believe.
Yes.
Where'd you get the name for that?
To be honest with you, when we started it in Seattle, it was a bunch of us. We just used to meet up every Tuesday, a bunch of guys that wanted to start drawing comics, and I got a business license one time, and we all sat around, and we were like, we need to come up with a name for a company, and we were all up real late just drinking coffee and brainstorming, and we all threw names in a hat, and we basically drew that one out of the hat.
Thunder Frog Comics.
Yeah.
I like it.
So,
I like it. Now, where do you see yourself in 5 years from now?
5 years from now, I would still love to be on the radio, and I would like to be, you know, a lot closer to having my animation project done, if not having it done.
There you go.
In 5 years.
And more big projects in places like Times Square, I'm assuming.
Exactly. Yeah, I would like to, you know, crank it up.
There you go.
Bigger. You know, radio allows us to reach a bigger audience with our words. I'd like to create a platform or an avenue where I can crank my art up and create a bigger audience for that as well. Yeah.
There you go. Definitely. And where can people find you social media wise? Contact you?
Harrison Wood on Facebook, Wood on the Radio on Twitter. If you've got a DeviantArt account, most of my musically inclined artists and even visual artists know what DeviantArt is. HDub7, D-U-B, the number 7. And then I've got a Facebook art page, The Art of Harrison B. Wood, and then Wood on the Radio. You know, you can search that and find me.
There you go. And what's one thing you would leave the viewers and the listeners with?
Always go after what you want. And I know it's kind of cliche, don't put off tomorrow what you can do today, but I've had some experiences in my life that make me realize that even more. None of us are promised tomorrow. My father passed a few years ago, and it hit me pretty hard, along with some other personal things, but if you got something you want to do, don't put it off. I mean, we always say, I'm going to wait till I get my bills paid off, or I'm going to wait till I do this. Well, there's no guarantee that's even going to happen.
Right.
And if it does happen, it might be 5-10 years down the road. I mean, you might as well do it now. Because you say, I'm going to wait 5 years to do it, you know, 5 years is going to pass whether you do it or not.
Right.
So,
and you may not make it that 5 years.
Exactly.
So, there you go. And what's your signature phrase you hit people with?
Oh, onward and upwards, always.
Just like that.
Always look forward, and yeah, you can look backwards. It's nice to look backwards, but always
reflect.
Always keep your vision forward.
I like that. Well, Harrison Wood, I appreciate your time, brother. Just like that, onward and upward.
Yes.
It's the session.
Thank you.